the EV market in the UK is growing, and the chances of an EV coming into your garage soon are slimming. These cars are going to need diagnostics, and they're very different to traditional petrol and diesel engines. That's where this comes in. This little box from Aviloo and supplied by Maverick Diagnostics in the UK can give you a wealth of data about the battery performance, battery health, and cell analysis, giving your customer peace of mind to know how their battery is performing and giving you an opportunity to see if there is a critical problem without dismantling the cells themselves.
We looked into this ourselves about 7 years ago to see what the possibilities were of building our own data retrieval tool for batteries, because we could see there was a market for it. And obviously, being a diagnostic company, as Maverick Diagnostics are, we wanted to look into battery diagnosis. So we discovered Aviloo completely by accident after an internet search and started to talk to them about the process they were going through, and quickly realised that they had a lot more investment than we could possibly muster in the UK. So they were going to be our ideal partners into the future for battery.
So Aviloo founded around about 5 years ago. We are now around about 30 people. We are all, let's say, technical experts, electronic experts, as well as mathematical experts. That's what we need for our job. And the idea was from my best friend, very best friend, who asked me 5 years ago, Nico, can you estimate or can you calculate the state of health of my battery? Because nobody can do that. Can you do that? And I said, well, let's found a company and let's try to do that. I think there are different customers that could be interested in the state of health. The normal user or owner of the car maybe is interested because he wants to know how he's treating the battery, whether he's fast charging too much, how does it affect the battery state of health, how he's storing the battery or storing the car fully charged during the night or in the middle of the state of charge, so with 50%. All these things are important for the state of health and for the aging. And if the customer is performing an Aviloo premium test every year, he gets the feedback if he treated his battery good or bad.
If you were to look at a normal internal combustion engine, the most important part of that vehicle would be the engine and gearbox, the drivetrain, in other words. So the drivetrain of an EV, if you understand a little bit about electric motors don't really wear out. So the biggest and most expensive component in an electric vehicle is the battery. Now, we've looked at diagnostic tools, and many people will say to us, you can read state of health from a diagnostic tool or the car. And I'll say, as a technician who really understands this, you can't really. So it's the key component to that vehicle. So the related value to that vehicle, and I used to be a used car dealer, I'll admit it, I'll hold my hands up to that, was what the mileage was on the vehicle. It is going to be state of health, which will reflect the value of the vehicle.
Yeah, we collect, let's say, from the pack voltage to the pack current, all the cell voltages we collect and grab with our device, as well as the temperatures of all the battery modules, state of charge, and also the mileage. And all these data going into our algorithms, and out of that data, we calculate a normalized, let's say in that way, normalized, standardized state of health. We also help people a lot if they have a problem, if they have a failure, or it's an occasional failure that occurs. We help them to discover the problem and to locate the problem. And then the data we gather together with the Aviloo box, they are provided to the workshop, to the garage, to help the garagists there to discover the root cause and solve the root cause.
What it brings to Maverick Diagnostics is that element that moves us into the future. We're able to actually report to people directly the state of the battery and do that in-depth battery diagnostics. So don't forget, it's not just a flash test or a premium test. We also have the expert portal where you can go and live analyze batteries to look at faults as they're occurring. So to us, it just is that solution for the future, which will keep growing and growing with us and partners around the UK.